Okay, so this is what I brought. It won't be too big. Even though it doesn't look too big, it's going to hold a surprising amount of plants. So the first thing we have to do is poke holes in the bottom so it drains. Otherwise, when it rains, it'll fill up and be a little pool. Now you want to be careful, because if you were to do this and just slam it too hard, the whole thing might crack and you'd have a crack down the whole bottom of it, which would be fine if you never moved it. You could still use it. But if you ever wanted to move it to a new position, it would be really hard to pick up and everything would just fall out of it. Be careful and have your holes. And you might find you are having company and you need your entire patio and you want to scoot it over a little or something.
Okay.
So I'm thinking, yes, right there in the corner, because I did notice that you get afternoon sun there. Okay, so I brought some shredded up newspaper.
Really? Newspaper?
Yes, this newspaper breaks down and enriches the soil. So we're going to put that on the bottom first. Plus, if you have worms like that. We're going to do kind of a lasagna gardening technique. We're going to make layers so we don't have to bother mixing it. Okay. The roots will go down and find the nutrients they need in whatever layer they need, and they'll just stay there.
And I can continue to use this year after year?
Yes, you can. And you can just continue putting layers on it. This is horse manure right from Becky's homestead.
Oh.
Don't curl your lip up. Cut it out. It's good for the garden. Okay, we're just going to put a bit of this on there, so we'll pick it up together, because we'll just shake a bit out. And it doesn't, you can see it looks like peat moss. It dries out and breaks down. And then here, you can do this part. Just maybe kind of spread that out the best you can down the container. And then we want to give that first layer a good soaking, because we want to try to get the newspaper good and wet. So that might take just a minute and a little more water than we think. Okay, I see it running out the bottom, so now that's when I'm going to stop. We want to save a little room for the topsoil, and it doesn't matter, because you can just keep layering and layering and layering. And you can see how black and rich that commercial topsoil is, which you're definitely not going to find that in Florida. So that's why I don't mind using a bag or two of that in my container gardens, because it is so rich and looks good, doesn't it? Now we'll do a little more horse manure, because we're going to get the dirt right to the tippity top. See how it holds the moisture? That is moist just right out of the bag. You can just, isn't that nice?
That is really nice.
Yeah, like I said, too bad our dirt isn't all like that. Okay, let's, I don't know, it might take the rest. We want it right to the tippity top. And even if it overflows a bit, okay, that's all right. That's probably, let's see how that goes. And then we'll wet it, and then we'll start planting. See, I would get my hands in it a little and just see how I'm kind of pushing it just a bit. You don't want to pack it, but just a bit. That's what I do. I'm going to turn the hose on. We're going to wet that again. So we're going to wet it until we see it coming out the bottom.
Yes.
Let's take a peek and see if it's draining or if this thing's filling up. Let's look along the corner here and see how that's still very dry in there.
Yeah.
Water a bit more, and then maybe that's enough. The roots will go down.
Instead of seeds, I'm going to start Jenny with baby plants.
When I was a beginner like you, I did buy these. And I quickly learned they're so pricey. If you look through the crates of them, they have pallets of them. Look for the plants that have 2 in each cup. They try to make sure it's just 1 in each cup, and it's like $3 each.
Oh, it's a little eggplant, and this is the skinny kind.
This is the best cooking kind. They're delicious. They have little tiny seeds.
Oh my gosh.
You can peel them or not peel them when you cook them. I leave the peels on as many vegetables as I can, because as we all know, the nutrients are in the peel. We're going to try not to tear it up too much, but we are going to separate these plants. But we're going to have to tear this up a little. We want a little root ball with this one. And then don't drop that dirt. We absolutely need that dirt with that one and this dirt with this one. And let me get the little shovel. I'm going to dig a little hole right here for you. So go ahead and put yours in the little hole. And yeah, there you go. And then you just gently fluff this around and pat it down just a bit, because you don't want air in the roots. You have to pat it down just a bit. So you don't want to bury the first leaf though.
Okay.
So, and it can be like a little divot going down to the plant, you see? And that way if it rains, the water will kind of leak in there.
Is that good?
Yeah, that's good. I'd put a little more loose dirt around there like that. There! Peppers are so healthy. They're delicious if you grill them. with a little olive oil. You can put them on a sandwich like a hamburger or a grilled cheese. They are just fabulous and delicious. Or you can just slice them raw in a salad. They add nice color. Peppers are one of my favorite. All different kinds. I buy the little hot habanero, and when I'm making meat dishes, I saute it with the meat, and it makes such a nice zesty flavor. So we're gonna do the same. Do you wanna do it this time?
Yeah, I'll try.
Okay. You wanna keep the roots as intact as you, so don't be pulling on those roots.
Okay, and then just...
And just separate it the best you can without tearing any roots off that you don't have to. Yeah, you gotta dig your fingers in there. It's not just gonna come apart. Feel the best you can and just start gently pulling. You can do it! It's not an amputation. So they are surprisingly fragile, these little plants. It's amazing. That's why, I mean, I respect any master gardener. I am by any length far from a master gardener. I'm a lousy gardener. I try though. And I have learned this much, you know what I mean?
I'm so thankful that you're here to help me, because I have murdered so many plants.
I know, I have to. Don't think you're the only one, because I have to, in all fairness. It's a skill to be a gardener. Definite skill. Pat it down. Okay, Jenny, so here you go with your plants, and let me tell you, we have room for 2 more.
Okay, I would love to try tomatoes. If I grew my own tomatoes, that would make me so happy.
Okay.
They're like my favorite
Okay, so you're gonna spark it on your own. I'm leaving it up to you. You're gonna go purchase, and you're gonna look for 2 plants in 1 little container.
Do you have any recommendations?
I buy what I like.
And you recommend
and see how
plants?
It goes. Well, for a beginner, I do. Even at this stage, after 3 years of gardening, I'm still a lousy gardener. And even though it's pricier, I do better with the plants. Practice to be a really good gardener. Okay. You might be a future master gardener, Jen. I would be so happy
too.
Go ahead and water it 1 more time. I don't think you're going to need to water it every day. Go ahead and give it another water tomorrow.
Okay.
So your house is a tiny baby step closer to being a homestead.
I'm so excited.
We have this, and maybe if you get really good at it, like I said, you're probably a future master gardener.
We'll see. I hope so. Thank you so much for coming out here to show me this.
And you're more than welcome.
I love it. I don't know if I should hug you, but I'm
That's okay.
Anyway.
Thanks for watching. If you have any questions or suggestions, please email me and Doodles. Happy homesteading. Bye-bye.